Hey, I just want to do a quick sound check to make sure that everybody can hear me. If you can hear me, just go ahead and let me know in the live chat, and also let me know where you're from. And so that way we are going to be good to go in about 7 minutes. Thank you, Brett. Brett, good eye. I love it. It's actually a water that they sell at my gym, and I just grabbed it on my way out. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Pammy. We're going to be getting started here in about 4 minutes. So just to let everybody know, you are in the right place if you're going through the One Funnel Away Challenge. I'm Chris, the founder of Alphapreneur. And again, we're going to get started here in about 4 minutes. What is up, LMDC from Wisconsin? Thank you for making it. Thank you, Manapa, for the sound is loud and clear. We're going to be getting started here in about 3 minutes, so just make yourself comfortable. And it's going to be about the top of the hour when we get things going. What's up, Thomas? Thank you for making it here, even though it's pretty early in the morning. Hopefully you'll be able to make it through this one, and I'll be recapping some things that he went over, and we'll get you on the right track. Thank you, Magnus. What is up, Sue? Thank you for making it here. Good to see you on the live stream today, by the way. All right, everybody, it looks like we are at the top of the hour, so I want to welcome you all here. For those of you that are new, my name is Chris Luck. I'm the founder of Alphapreneur, which is a private community for entrepreneurs where we all help each other get the results we truly want in our lives. And together as a community, we're actually going through Russell Brunson's One Funnel Away Challenge. And if you don't know what that is, then you're probably in the wrong place. But if you did stumble on this, you probably know exactly what it is. And maybe you were doing some research on YouTube for the One Funnel Away Challenge, and you maybe came across this video. So I highly recommend going through the One Funnel Away Challenge if you want to build your first or your next funnel. And if you want to go through the challenge, if he still has the doors open, you can just click the link below in the description, and that'll take you over to the challenge page to where you can sign up. I don't think it's too late at the time of making this video. So for everybody here, if you are a member of Alphapreneur, just go ahead and say member in the chat so we know who the members are, and then I can just do a big shout out to all the members that are here. And today was an incredible day. And what I'm doing, again, if you're new here, I'm actually going live every day that Russell's going live in the One Funnel Away Challenge. And so he's going live around 11 o'clock my time. And then I'm on there live and I'm taking notes as we're going through the challenge as a community. And then I share my notes inside of Alphapreneur afterwards for all the people that are going through the challenge. And then I jump on live at 2 p.m. on my time, which is Central Time, on YouTube, and then we talk about just kind of what was going on in the challenge, just to kind of hold everybody accountable and to just help everybody out, really. So let's go ahead and take a look here, and I just want to, again, do just a big shout out to all the members that are here that took the time. So we have, these are all members of Alphapreneur. So we have Gary, we have Sue Doc Ross, we've got Glenn, we've got Jamie, we have Stoned Vet, we've got Thomas, we have G Cooper, we have Magnus, we have Kat, we've got Eli, we have Pammy, we've got Hannah, which is new, I believe. And again, I just want to welcome you all and thank you all for taking time out of your day to be here. This is day number 2 of the One Funnel Away Challenge, and we're going to be doing this for 30 days. I don't think that Russell's going live on Saturday and Sunday, so it'll give us a couple days off to kind of catch our breath. So what I want to do is just jump right into my screen. So let me take a look here. And you should be able to see my screen. If you can see my screen, okay, just let me know. And my phone is going off, so let me go ahead and just mute that for a second. Sorry about that. So we're looking at my screen, and this is actually inside of Alphapreneur. And if you're seeing this video and you're not, again, yet a member of Alphapreneur, you can go to alphapreneur.com and sign up. It's just a private community for entrepreneurs where we all kind of help each other get the results we truly want in our life. And there's a lot of different things that we talk about inside of Alphapreneur and that we help each other out with. One specifically is this One Funnel Away challenge that we're going through together. So I have a whole new section here under challenges once you're logged in called OFA. That's the first of many challenges we're going to have in Alphapreneur that we're going to be going through together. And here on the One Funnel Away challenge, again, if you're new to this and you're wondering like, what is it? You can see I just say right here, how would you like for us to hold your hand as you launch your first or your next funnel? In the section of Alphapreneur, we're going to go through Russell Brunson's One Funnel Away challenge together. So that way, instead of going through it on your own, we're actually going to do it together as a community. So again, you can see how to participate. And then below that, this is where we actually have the day. Every time a new day is released, I put that day inside of Alphapreneur. Now, I don't take the content out of the One Funnel Away challenge and put it in Alphapreneur because that's Russell's content. That's not my content. What we do is we're just going to go ahead and click on day 2 here because that's what today is all about. So you can see what it is. And so what I do is I take the video that I am actually streaming live right now on YouTube, and I take the video and put it in here so that way you can come back and watch this video whenever you would like. If you have not yet done so already, I do recommend subscribing to the Alphapreneur YouTube channel and then turning on your notifications so that way whenever we do new videos, you get notified because you never know with email deliverability and all that these days if you're going to get those emails or not. So it's always best to be subscribed on YouTube because you will get notifications and alerts whether you're on your phone and all of that. So here is, again, day 2 is going to be your flagship framework. So just to kind of dive into what the mission was all about. Today's OFA mission was about creating your flagship framework that will really, be for your information product that you're going to be selling in your first funnel. So with ClickFunnels, there's a lot of different ways you can build funnels and to sell products online. And Russell just wanted to keep it simple and make this funnel for the One Funnel Away challenge to be about building an information product. So he has this thing called a one-pager link, which we'll get to here in a second. If you don't know what a one-pager link is, it'll make sense whenever you go back and watch the previous One Funnel Away challenge video. So if you just kind of popped in on this one because you randomly kind of stumbled on this video, which is day 2, you can go back and watch day 1 and you'll understand what that is. So just to get right into my notes. So my notes here for today is your big goal. So your big goal is what you want, is what your funnel is going to be all about. So you want to identify the big result your customer is looking for. And again, I'm just reading my notes here on the screen. If you want to go with me, go through these with me. And then you need to think about like, what are all the steps that they need to get the big result? So for example, Russell has he has a couple books actually, but he used an example, the Traffic Secrets book. He uses the Traffic Secrets book is the big result is to just get people into your funnel by getting traffic. So what he does is that's his big result. And then all the steps are the actual chapters of the book. So for your flagship framework, what he does is he recommends that you start with let's say a YouTube video. To keep it simple, you just need to make a video. Let's call it like a 5-minute video. It's going to be a free video. He recommended you could use the video and put it on YouTube, but you could take the video and put it on social media and all that as well. But basically, a 5-minute video is going to be telling your story of how you learned or earned what it is that you are selling to the person that is watching the video. You want to show the step-by-step process of a framework, and then if they want to learn more, then you're going to have a front-end offer. And these are just some notes that I kind of put down alongside what he was talking about, things that I've just kind of picked up from books that I read. So people will actually pay more to learn more. So just always keep that in mind. I don't know if Russell mentioned that or not, but the more people pay, the more people are going to really want to learn. And people that pay are going to pay attention. Now, I know Russell did not say that. That's something I got. I don't even know where I got it from. I think I might have gotten it from like Jocko Willink or some guy that I might have listened, or gal I listened to in the past. But I thought it was pretty cool, so I wanted to put that in here. So people that pay are going to pay attention. So for your front end offer, well, once you have your YouTube video, then you're basically, that video is going to lead people into a front end offer. And the front end offer can be about $7. That's what Russell said going through the One Funnel Away challenge. That's the price that he recommends doing. And again, this is all for an information product. And then you can make your front end offer a single video or maybe even a book. It could be a PDF, or it could be, I wouldn't recommend getting into doing like a physical book and shipping a book and all that, at least to start. I'm going to focus myself on just doing a single video. And then if it's a video, make it about a 1 hour version of what it is that your flagship framework is all about. All this is going to make sense when we get to the one pager here in a second. And then you want to tell your story of how you learned or earned it and show a step-by-step process for the framework. Take a deeper dive on each of the steps from your YouTube video. So if your YouTube video was talking about 3 steps to do something, then what your front-end offer is that you're selling for $7 needs to take a deeper dive into those 3 steps. And then if they want to learn more, then that's where you offer them an upsell. Now the upsell is going to be more taking even a deeper dive, under the water, so to speak. And so the first upsell is going to be done with you, and done with you is $97 to $297 a month. And I see Sue mentioned you're missing the part about strategy. If I miss something, go ahead and just talk about it in the chat and help each other out in the chat. Because if I do miss something, these are just my notes, so I'm sure I missed something here and there. So for the front end, for the upsell offer, so done with you is going to be $97 to $297. This is how much you would charge for that. And then what you can do is put each step of the framework in its own module inside of a course. And then for instance, if your framework is, let's say 6 steps, then you can make the course 6 modules. And for each step, he recommended you could start with a story of how you learned or earned it. And that's going to be your done with you offer that you're going to be trying to sell somebody once they buy your $7 product. And then upsell number 2 is going to be done for you. And done for you could be $497 all the way up to $25,000 or more. And this is really where you're going to be offering like coaching and community. And then also offer a place where people can get help, support, coaching, consulting, all that kind of stuff. And then he mentioned some tools for creating content. I don't know if he mentioned all these tools, but I know some of these are tools that I use in the past, so I just want to put them in here. So when you're creating your content for presentations, if you're using a Windows computer, you could use PowerPoint. If you're using a Mac computer, you could use Keynote, Prezi, or I put Prezis, but you could just do Prezi. If you Google it, you'll find it. It's a web-based platform you can use. For screen recording, if you're using a Windows computer, you can use Camtasia. If you're using a Mac, you can use ScreenFlow. That's what I use, is ScreenFlow. You can use Loom as well. Loom is a web-based recording software that works on Mac or PC. And then for video recording, he showed an example of how you could actually use a smartphone. So using like your iPhone and just propping it up somewhere and just recording yourself talking into your phone and then uploading it online. You can also use a webcam, or what I'm using like right now, I'm actually using a DSLR camera. So what you're looking at is a camera that I actually hooked up to my computer, and it's a Sony a6400 with a Sigma 16mm 1.4 lens hooked up to my computer with a Camlink 4K USB connection. So for people that like to geek out like me and want to know like what am I using, that's what I'm using. So again, I'll repeat it. It's a Sony a6400. That's the camera. That's just the camera body itself. Then I'm using a Sigma 16mm 1.4 lens. 1.4 is kind of what makes it where it like blurs the background and stuff. And if I hold my hand up, see how it like focuses on my hand and then it refocuses. Isn't that cool? Like it blurs the background and I'm in focus. Blurs the background, I'm in focus. So I like that. I think it's pretty cool. And you don't have to get fancy like this whenever you're getting started with making any information content. I've been doing this kind of stuff for 2 decades now. Mark 22 years actually, marks this year, how long I've been doing this. And I just got this kind of equipment last year. So before that, I actually never did anything on camera. Everything I did was all like PowerPoints and spreadsheets and that kind of stuff. I never put myself on camera because I just, I'm nervous. I'm shy. Don't like the way I look on camera, but I figured I'm going to do it. So I might as well go big or go home. And that's why I got the equipment that I have and stuff like that. So anyway, that's kind of geeking out a little bit on what I use. So like I mentioned, I wanted to just really burn through my notes really quick. So for those of you that just really want to recap of what today's all about, that's kind of what today was all about. The one-pager link. So this link, he makes this available, inside the program. I'm sharing it with you inside of Alphapreneur because there is a share button that you can actually click in your one-pager account to share the one-pager link. So since I can share the link. I'm sharing the link inside of Alphapreneur with you. Otherwise, if there wasn't a share link option, I wouldn't share it because we talked about that in the last video. So you can go back and watch day one if you want. So this is going to be the one pager that he shared. And I just want to kind of go through the Flagship framework because I already filled this out. Because again, how this works is when we're going through this together, thank you, Sue. Sue says, great notes, by the way, appreciate it. So as we're going through this challenge together as Alphapreneurs and members of Alphapreneur and the community of Alphapreneur, I wanted to actually do all of the steps when Russell gives us the one pager. If I can get all the steps completed before I go live on YouTube that same day, I'm going to complete the steps and then go live and then share with you what I did. So if that's okay with you, if I have your permission to kind of go through what I did today. So for your Flagship framework, you're going to come down, and then this is all in one pager. So he starts off by giving you the link to where you can actually sign up to one pager. Sorry, am I in view? Looks like I'm in view. Okay, so you can kind of get an idea of like what this whole thing it looks like in terms of a little, I don't know, a little doodle, I guess you could call. So the whole idea is taking like which is like really who your customer is, and then imagine like sending them up a mountain where the result is the very top of the mountain, and then what are all the steps it's going to take to get there. So that's kind of the ultimate like framework that you're trying to put together here. And then he walks through like what's the ultimate result, and then with that ultimate result, what are some core results, and then under the core results, that's where your frameworks come into place. So he kind of goes into detail on how he uses this structure for everything that he pretty much does with ClickFunnels, which was pretty cool how he did that. But we're not going to get into that because that was actually, in the challenge. So you come into question one. So the question one is, what is your core result that your sales funnel is going to create for your dream customer? So I've decided I'm going to proceed with actually doing and building a funnel for my brand ambassador program that's in Alphapreneur because that is my main focus of the course that I'm creating for members of Alphapreneur right now. I'm like right in the dead middle of creating the course. I release new modules every week, and I think we're on like module 13 right now. So while I'm in the middle of creating that, I'm going to create a funnel for it as well to get people, into Alphapreneur that want the course. So the core result is to really just make some extra money working from home. Like that's the core result that my dream customer I'm trying to give to them is people that, they could be stay-at-home moms. They could have been laid off from their job. Maybe they have a full-time job. They just want to make some extra money. The whole ultimate result is just make some extra money working from home. Not any specific dollar amount, just some extra money. And then for question two, so what is the splinter result in a framework that is the most sexy that will help, that will become your flagship framework? It is to become a brand ambassador because the ultimate result would be at the very top here. So to make some extra money working from home, or I'm sorry, the ultimate result is, I don't even know what the ultimate result would be because he didn't even say like, what is the ultimate result? He just jumped right into what's a core result. So the core result is to make some extra money working from home. And then below that, one of the sexiest frameworks to do that is to become a brand ambassador. So I went ahead and filled that out. And then coming on down further, his image is kind of messed up here. So where it says 3 and 4, just because as I was filling this out, it kind of, it stretched out the one pager page. So this is kind of like a bug that they have on one pager. So this image, it was just pretty much showing you, let's scroll up here. It was showing you this whole image you see here again, but it's just kind of got stretched out as the page was building. So to create your framework outline, so what are the steps that your dream customer must follow to get the result you're promising them? So the result, again, to make some extra money working from home, the vehicle or the framework to do that is going to be to become a brand ambassador. So what are the steps to do that? So if I come down here, we're on the left-hand side here, so ignore the right-hand side. We'll read that in a second. So the steps for me, step 1 is to pick your industry. Step 2 is to pick your brands. And step 3 is to talk about brands on the internet. Pretty simple. Like to become a brand ambassador is not a difficult thing to do. That's why that's the sexiest. Well, he calls it framework, but I like to call it vehicle. So I don't want to confuse you and talk about why I call it vehicle. I'll just use the terms he uses in the challenge. So he says framework, so I'm just going to say framework too. But that's the sexiest framework, is to become a brand ambassador, and that is why it is pretty sexy, is because the steps. There's only 3 steps, and it's not difficult. So that is create your framework outline. The next thing is how to teach your framework. So He says this is the framework for how to teach a framework, which is kind of funny. So the first question is, how are you going to teach this framework? So the first kind of sub question of that is, did you learn this or did you earn this? I kind of learned it and earned it. So he mentioned briefly too about whenever you have a story about learning or earning, you should have like a short version, which should be really short, like 40, 60 seconds, that you could actually put in the free video that you're putting out there on the internet. When you talk about your story, should be really short. Like if you could say it to somebody in an elevator, then that's good enough. And, going up like 1 or 2 floors. So, so you should have a short version, but then you save your longer versions and you can expand on your story when people get deeper into your other courses and all that, and you have more time to teach them and talk to them. So, so how are you going to so did I learn it or earn it? So this is my really short version of my story. And I came up with all of this stuff like in between, again, when he just went live, 2 hours ago, to now. So I'm probably going to try to make this a little better as we get further into this. But again, I wanted to have some actually meat to show you how I'm going through the challenge myself, because I feel like it's really good to see. It's one thing to be told what to do, but it's another thing. I think it's better when not only are you being told what to do, but to actually see someone going through it. Like one thing that I really wish Russell would do is he was going through this challenge is not only give you a one pager, but also give you a one pager that he filled out. So there's like 2 links he would give you. There's one that would be an empty one pager. Then one is one that he would fill out. But he didn't do that. So I'm doing that for you. So you can kind of see what it looks like filled out. So how did you learn or earn it? So this is kind of my story about being a brand ambassador. So in 1999, I wanted to make some extra money while I was in college, and I saw an ad in the back. And this is a true story, by the way. You should always use true stories. Don't fabricate a story that's only going to come back and bite you in the ass. So in 99, I wanted to make some extra money while I was in college. I saw an ad in the back of PC Mag, which was a computer magazine about making money blogging. So I called the number in the ad and I bought a course that I was sold on the phone, and it didn't work. So I went down the rabbit hole because I just kind of got addicted to the idea of making some extra money online. So I went down the rabbit hole buying every course I could find about making money online. I racked up over $45,000 in debt. It was actually a little more than that, to be exact, and a negative balance in my checking account. But then a few years later, I actually read an article in Entrepreneur magazine about people that are making money as brand ambassadors. And I wish I knew like what year an article that was, so I could actually go buy the back issue of that magazine, because I would love to like show the article that I read. I might be able to find it still. So I read an article about making money as brand ambassadors, how people were doing it. And then I was hooked, and I was just obsessed over learning everything I could about how to be a brand ambassador. And it worked. That's how I started making really serious money online, and I started making a lot of money. When I'm talking about a lot of money, I'm talking like several $1,000s a day as a brand ambassador, like decades ago, it's still a lot of money today, in today's money, but it was definitely a lot of money back then. And I was just a baby. So to explain the strategy, so really quickly, brands are just realizing it's a waste of time and money to rely on old-fashioned marketing. However, word-of-mouth marketing will always work. So savvy brands have really created programs that will allow anyone from anywhere to get paid to talk about them on the internet. So in my 21 career as an entrepreneur, I found that being a brand ambassador is going to be the fastest and easiest way to make money on the internet from the comfort of your home. And you can choose what brands you want to get paid to talk about on the internet, and when you call the shots and you make the rules. So that is my whole strategy. Like that's the strategy, right? And then the next question was walk me through the tactics. And again, I don't think this should even be here, because that is pretty much the same as the steps for the framework. So I just repeated it. So the tactics are the steps. Pick your industry, pick your brands, talk about the brands on the internet. Like that's the tactic. Show a case study. There was no place I could like upload anything to this one pager. So I just made a note whenever I get to the point where I'm actually probably going to be creating the funnel and everything to sell this course, which again, the course is already in existence in Alphapreneur. So it's already there, but when making the video for the funnel, I'm actually going to show screenshots and daily sales snapshots from students that I actually previously taught how to be brand ambassadors. This was like way before I even decided I was going to create a brand ambassador course. This is just friends of mine that, I kind of taught some stuff, and then they shared screenshots with me. I'm going to go back to them and then ask for the screenshots of kind of where they're at now, so I could kind of use those as my case studies. And I'm also going to share my own daily sales snapshots from my own accounts because I'm still doing brand ambassador activities to this day. I'm a brand ambassador for the One Funnel Away Challenge. Like if you click on the link below in this video on YouTube, that is my brand ambassador link that's going to take you over to the challenge. And if you sign up, then I get paid and compensated for that. So anyway, I'm like once a brand ambassador, like always a brand ambassador, I think, once you really kind of get the feel for it. So that is really quick. Like I wanted to not waste your time because I want to respect your time and just wanted to show you like how I went through this one pager and then what I filled out and why I filled out what I did. And then he also had some links, which was really cool how he does this. He has some extra training for really high achievers. So if you really want to like learn about the most important part of your framework, he has a video here from Jim Edwards, which is a really incredible guy to learn from. And I recommend if you have, if you're trying to pick up some new mentors along the way of your career as an Alphapreneur, there's, if anything related to building a funnel and selling stuff on the internet, learn from Russell. There's a lot of other people that teach kind of stuff out there, but mostly what other people teach is based under the principles of what Russell teaches. And what Russell teaches is stuff he's learned from like, people over, his career. So it's kind of, that's just the way, that's the way, what I wish there was a good analogy for that, but that's just the way it works. So if you want to learn from like selling stuff online and all that kind of stuff and building funnels, I recommend learning from Russell. And then Jim Edwards is phenomenal with copy. So if you ever get a chance to ever want to pick up a mentor or learn anything about copy from anyone, Jim Edwards is phenomenal with that. So it's cool that there's a video in there for that. He also has a little video about how to build a one-pager if you want to build your own one-pager, and then also how to use Screencast-O-Matic. But I was about to go down a rabbit hole, but I'll go down that in a second. Remind me to come back to the rabbit hole I was about to go down. And then Essential Tools, he also has links to the one-pager Screencast-O-Matic, which was a screen recorder and video editor that he talked about. I never used Screencast-O-Matic. That's why I didn't include it. I did not include it in my notes. He mentioned Ecamm Live for a Mac. That's actually what I'm using right now to go live. You can use Ecamm Live to record videos as well. I don't do it though. I use ScreenFlow to record videos, which is, he recommends that there. Then there's Camtasia, and then there is Open Broadcaster software, which is like a free version of Ecamm Live, which is what I'm using right now for the Mac. So that is really me just going through as fast as I could your Flagship framework for day 2. And just let me know, like in the chat, like what did you all think of that and think of like my notes? Because again, doing this whole going live on YouTube just a couple hours after Russell goes live, it's kind of daunting. I didn't realize it. I didn't really think about it before I went on record and said I'm going to do it. I just decided I'm going to do it, and then whatever Russell says to do that day, I'm going to try to cram it in and do it before I go live for you. But I know is an entrepreneur that's going to be going through this challenge and trying to just take what Russell just kind of feeds you with a fire hose. Just imagine, like you've seen the little memes and pictures of people like, little girls with like has her face to, in front of a fire hydrant and there's just water coming out. Like that's what I feel like sometimes whenever someone's trying to learn from Russell, it is that much information. His energy is super high and it can be really overwhelming to the point you won't take action because you're so overwhelmed. So my whole purpose of wanting to do this, daily challenge was to really help Alphapreneurs that are going through this and to do this specifically for Alphapreneurs. But these videos are on YouTube, so just anyone can see these videos, not just Alphapreneurs. But now that you kind of know kind of what I'm doing and how I'm going through this challenge, what I want to show you, and this is really where the line is drawn in the sand between watching this video because it's just floating out there on YouTube and then being a member of Alphapreneur. So whenever you go into Alphapreneur, now that you kind of know how I went through my one-pager, you'll notice I have the comments disabled on this video on YouTube because I don't want people leaving comments. If you're here live on a chat, then you are probably a member of Alphapreneur because you're getting notifications when I do these. So I want to appreciate and thank all of you that are members that are actually here live. But moving forward, if you want my help and other members' helps, which you saw the members that I called out earlier, you're all here. So whenever you want to really take action yourself, go into each one of these days. Like I said, right now we're only on day 2. But I want you to fill out, this is like my task for you. I want you to fill out your one pager and then click the share button once you filled out your one pager, and then copy the URL. Once you copy the URL to your one pager inside of Alphapreneur, because this is a safe place. It's not a Facebook group. Not anyone. Nobody is allowed in Alphapreneur unless you're an active paying member. So when you go into, let's say, day 2, scroll all the way down. By the way, Daryl, which is Stoned Vet, that is on YouTube. And Daryl, I'm glad I know who you are. So thank you for actually adding some notes to this. And I saw that, Sue, you had some things to add as well. Anyone that has anything to add to my notes, please come in and then just write a comment and leave notes in addition to my notes. So we have just a really nice curated list of all of our best notes from each of the daily sessions. That's only going to help everybody else out. But in addition to that, if you can write a comment, so if I just click write a comment, and if I paste the one pager link in, which again, you go to your one pager, fill out your one pager, copy the URL, and that's going to be a URL you can share with people to go access the one pager that has your answers on it. If you want to share your one pager and then get feedback, you don't have to share it if you don't want, because I know when I got started as an entrepreneur, I did not want to share my ideas or anything with anybody. I thought people were going to steal everything that I shared with them. So I kept everything to myself. And if I could go back in time, I would not do that. I would have shared all of my ideas and all of my journey with as many people as I could, because I could get feedback and support and suggestions along the way that would have made my journey a lot easier than it was to be a successful entrepreneur. So what I ask you is, as you're going through these challenges, be active in Alphapreneur and leave comments and ask for feedback and suggestions. Or if you're hung up on something, I mean, you could, if you're in the One Funnel Away Challenge, you can go into the Russell's Facebook group and participate in there if you would like. But I'm going to warn you, there's a lot of people in there that are all over the board. And there's a lot of people that have like no interest at all in even doing the One Funnel Away Challenge, because I could see their comments on his Facebook live stream. And it just made me cringe, because there's so many people in there that are just, I don't want to call them trolls, but you know what I'm talking about. So in Alphapreneur, there's like no negativity is tolerated. We have like no tolerance for anything like that. So if anyone bashes anyone in Alphapreneur, or is just saying anything nasty, they're actually kicked out, never allowed back in Alphapreneur ever. So it's a very positive and enlightening environment. And I think everyone that is here on the live chat can attest to that. So I want you to really step up and just be active in the comments in Alphapreneur under each one of the days if you're going through the One Funnel Away Challenge, because not only am I going to step in and help you out, but then there's going to be other people as well that are going to step in and help you out and give you support along the way. So let me go ahead and just go back over to, what was I going to do? Rabbit hole. I was going to go down a rabbit hole. Something that I wanted to, that I think is going to happen here, which let me go ahead and go back to the screen. So when you go into the one pager that Russell shares with you, by the way, Russell mentioned on day 1 that him and the first developer and designer with ClickFunnels, which is Dylan Jones, they went in together and they built this one pager app. So this is actually Russell's a business Russell's got. So anyway, if you come down here, he really pushes to set up your own one pager account there's a demo of how you can create your own one pagers. I'm going to go on record and assume that since he's teaching us how to build our first or next funnel and sell information as your business, he's probably going to recommend at one point to use one pager to actually do what he's doing, to deliver your information to people. So I want you to make sure that you really get comfortable with one pager and get familiar with it, because he's probably going to, suggest that we use it. And actually with me using it, I'm pretty impressed with the way it works. Like I used to, and for those of you that are in Alphapreneur and have gone through previous courses of mine in the past, you know that I'm a big fan of PDFs. I'm a big fan of worksheets and all that kind of stuff. And using one pager feels like, if I was to compare like PDFs to a fax machine, and one pager would be like sending an email. Like it's so much more updated and more current because it's interactive, and you don't have to print things out and then fill it out and then start a notebook and all that kind of, and a binder and all that. So anyway, that's what I think he's going to move towards, is recommending if you're going to be building an information product, you should use one pager at some point to deliver your information product. Or he might even say use one pager to deliver your information product as the actual vehicle for delivering your information product, because you can put in videos and all kinds of stuff where your information product could essentially be a one pager document. So anyway, that's just kind of my little rant on where I think that is going with one pager. So we'll see how that goes. But let's go ahead and take a look at the chat here. If you have any questions, just let me know in the chat. I would be happy to answer your questions. Now's the time to ask. And I want to jump in really quick. Magnus says, you really succeed presenting today's challenge for us. Thank you very much, Magnus. Ian says, great job. I really appreciate it. Thank you for telling me great job, because I'm nervous to do this because I don't really know. I'm not prepared on what I'm going to be talking about each of these days I go live. I only have about an hour and a half, not even an hour and a half. I have about an hour to complete the stuff that Russell is telling us to do, and then another 30 minutes to 45 minutes to prepare myself to go live to you to teach what I just did. So this is really challenging for me to actually do this and put this together. So I appreciate that you appreciate it. Desi says, thank you so much, Chris. It's coming together. Thank you very much. Sue says, I think it's really important to do a one pager every day, then go back and revise the previous one pager assignments. Our funnels are evolving. I've already had a major change in my framework. 1000%, Sue. And I'm the exact same way, because I did the one pager for yesterday. As you all saw, if you didn't, go back and watch day one that I did. That's on the YouTube channel. And then the way that I was filling things out on that one pager, I went back and reevaluated and was like, well, wait a minute. Instead of like teaching people how to create a full-time income online, I was thinking, I'm like, well, some people probably don't want to create a full-time income. They probably just want to make some extra money working from home, because I don't know where they're all at currently in their current situation. So I already made a revision myself with the brand ambassador training program, and to actually create a whole funnel around it. It's not going to be showing people how to make a full-time job replacement income. It's going to be just how to make some extra money online. And what's something I want you to all to think about, by the way, for those of you that are new to my live streams, this point right now in this live stream is when I start kind of just rambling. So at any point, feel free to leave. But this is usually where I feel like sometimes my best ideas come out, because I kind of feed off of the questions that are coming through the live chat, because none of this is prepared or pre-recorded or scripted or anything like that. So where I was headed with that was with the with creating an information product. I want you to know that Russell's been really adamant in talking about the very first thing that you're going to be selling in your funnel is going to be a $7 product. That's probably going to be just one video or one book or one PDF, something really low cost. So don't try to think you have to create a product that's just going to promise the world or deliver some incredible, exceptional result that you think is going to be hard to even get for somebody, because what you're going to sell is only going to be $7. So just keep it short, keep it simple, keep it easy. So Sue, I want you to know I'm right there with you. I went back and made that revision, realizing the very first step that someone's going to have to make to get access to a course for only $7, or not even the course, a video for $7, is not to make a job replacement income, because that doesn't even sound real. Like, you're going to sell me something, or I'm going to sell you something for $7, and it's going to replace your income, or it could make you like thousands of dollars a day. It doesn't even sound fathomable. So too good to be true is kind of where I was going with that. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing is really going back and revising my one pagers as well, especially since I only have like an hour tops to fill it out before I even go live with all of you. So Sue says, you don't want to fall behind. 1000%. Sue also says, Russell shows how you can create a product using his one pager app. I haven't gone into that yet on actually creating I didn't have time. So I'm going to actually go in later today and learn how to use one pager to actually create stuff. She likes how it auto saves. I didn't even know it auto saves, so that's pretty good. Yes, Gary, this is cool that you thought of this as well. So your one pager, so he's teaching you how to use one pager. He could pretty soon position to where your lead magnet or what you're selling for $7 could be a one pager that you actually create. So keep that in mind. That's cool to think about. Sandus says hi from I don't know how do you pronounce it Lativia or Lativa. I'm really bad with pronouncing things that are like countries, especially in cities and all that. But we have someone from Europe found this community today. Looks really friendly. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you did find this. And yeah, it is. We have an incredible community with Alphapreneur. I'm super grateful and blessed to be able to have all of you show up here and really support one another. Again, everything we do is a very positive, uplifting environment. We don't, there's like, again, no negativity that goes on in what we do. Magnus says Samcart has a one page as their product number one. All goes through one pager. Their product. That's interesting. I'll have to look into that. Sue says, Sandus, you're welcome to join us in our community. And yeah, by the way, if you're watching this and you're not a member of Alphapreneur and you just want to try it out, just go to alphapreneur.com and you can kind of see what it is and see what the community is all about. And you're welcome to just try it out and see if it's for you. Sue says, I like Russell's story about the guy that failed on his. Yeah, I actually know the guy too. He lives about 45 minutes from me. His name's Trey Llewellyn. Yeah, he failed about more than 10 funnels. I think it was like almost 20 funnels that he failed on before he actually had one that really hit the mother load. And yeah, Russell says that it was the 11th funnel, but talking to Trey, I think it was way more than that. But yeah, so and just keep that in mind too, as you're going through this one funnel away challenge, there might be, you might be halfway through it and just completely radically like change your mind. Like, oh, I have a better idea. And then you want to scrap everything and move on to your other idea, but don't. You need to just stick with this whole challenge and build one funnel out from start to finish. See how it goes. And based off of how it goes, then and only then should you decide, should you scrap it or move on to something else. Don't get halfway through something and then can it and then decide you're going to try something else. You need to get all the way through it. And once you get all the way through it, you'll at least see what all the steps are and see what you learned and what you need to do better next time. And then every funnel that you build is only going to get better each time. So yeah, that's it's an incredible, like Trey's story is not the only story of someone that is that has created a lot of funnels and failed. Myself, before like funnels and all that, I did a lot of webinars, and the last product that I ever sold was called Membership Method. That was before Alphapreneur, and there was dozens of webinars. I actually showed up live. I had affiliates and ambassadors like promote my webinars and got people on live, and I'd made 0 sales and ruined a lot of affiliate relationships and a lot of ambassador relationships because they believed in like what I was selling. I believed in what I was selling, but I was just horrible at selling. I was really bad at webinars, and so really anything but I ended up getting good at it, but it took me a lot of webinars to figure it out. Doing these things on YouTube, I feel like I'm so far, like I see the light at the end of the tunnel of like where I want to be and like as far as like my performance and being able to be live on YouTube. But it feels so far away because I know there's a lot more I need to learn between now and then to get better at being live on camera. Like I feel like I'm not doing a great job right now because I do a lot of kind of rambling here and there. But I feel like that's just me, and but I just have to get over doing that. So if you're showing up to this live stream and you're like kind of cringing a little bit, just know it will get better. But I'm doing this. I'm trying to get through. I feel like the thick of the mud right now to be able to get to the smooth sailing. If there is smooth sailing, if that's even a thing, is we're doing that. Latvia. Latvia. Sorry. There's some people in the chat telling me how I can pronounce it. Jamie says, oh yeah, or oh wow, it was Trey. I know him also. Interesting. Jamie says, you're doing a wonderful job as always. Thank you very much. Sue says, you're doing a great job, Captain Chris. Appreciate it. So if there's any questions, I'll just kind of wait about, 30 seconds and see if any questions come in. If you have a question and you're watching this now, now's the time to go ahead and leave a question. If not, and if you do have a question, I'll answer it live. If you don't have a question, then know that you can always come back later. Maybe you think you have a question, but you don't know what you're going to ask. You can always come back into Alphapreneur later. Again, you can go to just alphapreneur.com and sign up for our community we have here. You go into the challenges section, click on OFA, and then you come down to whatever day that you want to ask your questions in. You click on whatever day that was, go down, leave a comment, and then there's like this little bell icon you can see at the very top of my screen, like above new topic. This is the notifications in Alphapreneur. So anytime I have it set up, my notifications, where anytime anyone ever comments on anything that I post, I get a notification not only in Alphapreneur, but I also get an email, an alert notification on my phone. But you can click on notifications and kind of, see how I keep up with my notifications, and you all have that as well. So, I'm showing you this because I want you to know, as soon as you leave a comment in Alphapreneur, I'm going to see it one way or another. And then when I get in Alphapreneur, I log in multiple times a day because this is my business and I'm addicted to it. So that's why I built it. So I'll get in and I will be sure to answer your questions. So if you're watching the replay, of this right now on YouTube, and you're like, oh, I really want to ask Chris a question, but I wasn't there live. That's okay. You didn't miss out on anything. You can always go in Alphapreneur, ask your question in the comment thread, and I will always be around, even if it's like 7 months after the challenge and you're still seeing this video randomly on YouTube. You can get in Alphapreneur, still go to that day, ask a question, and I'll answer it at any time. And I'm not going to be the only one as well. So let's go ahead and take a look here. Hit the chat. Desi says, I'm impressed by you. I wish I could get that bold in front. I can't blah, blah, blah. I wish I could get that bold in front of the camera. Me too. I'm not bold at all to be able to do this. I'm actually really nervous, and I'm going to be nervous every time I go live. But I think people say it gets better and you get over it, but I don't know. I haven't gotten over it yet. So, thank you. Thank you very much. Jamie says, I know you don't see all of us in front of a camera, do you? Glenn says, you're too hard on yourself. You hooked me with MM via a webinar. Oh, thank you, Glenn. I'm glad that you're on one of the webinars that I was I did somewhat decent on to where you came into my world. Jamie says, you're authentic. That's what counts. Really, really do appreciate it. Magnus says, yes, Glenn, I was sold by the MM webinar. Well, shoot, now you're all making me wish I was still doing the webinar. I stopped doing it because honestly, I was just tired of really teaching membership sites, because there's so much more that I could be doing. And I really wanted to, make Alphapreneur a membership myself, but I really want to build a community that just lives and breathes without me as like at the helm. And that is why I build Alphapreneur. And then whenever there's other cool things going on around the internet, like right now with the One Funnel Away Challenge, I want to have that kind of stuff. Like I want to feature that kind of stuff in Alphapreneur. So as a community, we can all come together. And so everything is working out beautifully as far as like what I envisioned it to be. But there are some days where I do miss popping up and doing like a webinar about membership sites. But, and by the way, if some of you are there watching this and wondering like, what is MM and all that kind of stuff, it's actually a membership, or it's a program that I sold for a lot of money a long time ago. Well, wasn't that long ago. Maybe a year ago was when I stopped doing it. And if you have access to it, you see it in Alphapreneur when you log in. It's called Membership Method. Sue says, from Russell's talk, it sounded like he wanted us to do a video today. Can you talk more about this? Yeah, I don't know what video he wanted us to do. I heard him say that too. But in the one-pager document, I didn't see him have anywhere showing anything about creating a video. So I know he mentioned it, but maybe he was off on his days and like what day he was supposed to say that, because he's human just like all of us. So it could have been a mistake. I can't imagine he would want anyone to record a video talking about anything right now, because I don't know what you would talk about, honestly. So yeah, I'm not too sure about that. Sean Swanson says, I was looking for someone doing what you were doing. There's no one else. Keep on, and awesome content, man. Seriously. Thank you, Sean. I really, really do appreciate it. Yeah, because I don't know anyone doing this either. I know they're going live inside of the One Funnel Away Facebook group, like with coaches and all that kind of stuff. But there's, you look at those live streams and there's like hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of people that get on those live streams, and the comment thread and the live chat on those are just, it just makes me cringe, the people that are on that, which is why I want to do something like this. Kind of, I described this if you weren't here yesterday on day one. I recommend going back and watching that video if you haven't, by the way. the day one video for this one funnel away challenge that I did. But I mentioned, I used the analogy, imagine going into an event and the one funnel away challenge, is on the main stage in like the main ballroom. And then when Russell's done speaking for the day, you could like leave that ballroom and go into another stage in like a breakout room. That's what I wanted these to be like. So I'm glad you appreciate it and like it, Sean. Magnus says you have a fantastic, well, thank you for all the positive comments now that are coming in. Sue says, are we supposed to tell our story or are we supposed to create a video where we are teaching the funnel? So I don't, if I was to predict what Russell wanted you to do, which I'm not Russell, so I have no idea. But if I was in his shoes and if I did what he did and said live, like, hey, I want you to do a video today, but then he didn't have in this one pager anywhere about where to do the video, what I would predict he was wanting you to do was to maybe do a video talking about how you learned or earned what it is that you're teaching, not to actually do a video teaching the funnel, but actually to do a video just telling your story maybe on camera. But again, there's no place where you're supposed to do that. So I don't know if you were supposed to do that or not. But that is something you could probably practice, because at some point you're going to need to be creating videos. If you don't want to be on camera, you totally don't have to be on camera. I made millions of dollars on the internet selling content and information without ever being on camera. I just started going on camera this last year. And actually this last year, I made less money than I've ever made any previous year. Not because of being on camera, but I'm just letting you know, when you go on camera, you not all of a sudden magically connect with your customers and everything is great. And you have to be on camera or else, because, for the last 20 years, I did stuff where I was selling information-based stuff and never been on camera. So don't worry about being on camera. If some of you are really worried or scared about being on camera, you don't have to do that if you don't want to. That's just coming from me. I mean, that's not coming from the guy doing the one funnel away challenge, teaching it. But yeah. Kat says, I thought the video was supposed to be the 1 minute, one framework. Might be. I missed it if that's what it was supposed to be. MS says, thanks, Chris. Your authenticity is more appealing than slick. Well, thank you. Your YouTubes are helpful, although I'm kind of lost since I'm just starting. I wanting to be an affiliate if you want to be an affiliate for Alphapreneur, this is going off topic of what we are talking about. I'll talk about it here in a second. I want to see if there's any other questions. So Sean says, so the 15-minute condensed free page had a video. Hang on. Had a video. It pre-frames the for hour-long $7 piece. Again, I missed it. If anyone knows for sure what he was talking about with the video that you're supposed to do, let me know. But yeah, I'm confused. I'm not clear on what it is. Maybe he'll clear it up tomorrow. He cleared up some stuff today. He actually came on an hour before he went live on the one funnel away challenge, and then kind of redid some of the day one, just put on the same shirt that he wore that day. Yesterday, and then redid it. So he might clear up the video thing today, depending on the questions that come through on the Facebook group. So that's the thing with these challenges. You really don't know for certain how it's going to go until you actually just get out there and start doing it. So MS mentioned, thank you for liking the authenticity and everything. But if you're still wanting, anyone wants to ever be an affiliate, or I call it an ambassador for Alphapreneur, all you have to do is go to, which I'm actually going to be updating the Alphapreneur website, the homepage at least. When you just see this right here, this is all going to change probably in about a week or two. So this might look different from the time you go here. But regardless, find the menu and then go to ambassadors. And then when you go to ambassadors, I have this whole thing called an Ambassador Academy. And if you come down, here's a video. It's a 1 hour and 53-minute video. You didn't have to put in an email or anything for that, but it's a video where I show you how you can actually make money talking about Alphapreneur as an affiliate or as an ambassador. So if anyone has any interest in that, that is because I saw MS mention that. That's the only reason I'm showing it to you. I'm not using this time on YouTube to plug my own stuff about to be an ambassador, but that's where you go, MS, if that was your question. MS says, I'm a member. Well, thank you. And by the way, what's your name, MS? Just so I know your full name or your full first name. I'd like to call you out by your name. But If there's any other questions, now's the time to ask. Otherwise, we're going to wrap it up for the day. And then I'm going to go to the gym. That's going to be like my new routine, because once I basically get into the office really early now, so I can kind of prepare all the stuff and get emails out about the YouTube for the day, that the live stream I'm going to do. It's a lot of work to prepare all this stuff. I wish I could just hit go live and then go live on YouTube, but it doesn't work like that. So I get in early and prepare everything. Then I get, ready for Russell's going live at 11. Then I watch what he does. Then I work on what he tells us to work on. Then I go live for all of you. Then I go to the gym. Then I go home and make dinner for the family. And then I, hang out with the kids. We're watching episodes of Cobra Kai right now. I have 2 little girls that are 8 and 10. They love it, Cobra Kai. So we always got to watch a Cobra Kai episode on Netflix while we're having dinner. Then we read some books and go to bed. So that is going to be the rest of my day. MS is Margaret. Well, thank you, Margaret, for all the kind words, and I know exactly who you are. So thank you for being here. Don't know why it's not showing your picture or anything. So it looks like everybody has to take off and take off. So let me go ahead and just show you tomorrow. Let me ask you to do this now. If you go to the Alphapreneur YouTube channel, which guess what? You're on it right now if you're probably watching this video. Wherever you can go to subscribe, I can't subscribe. I can't show you because I'm logged in as because this is my account. But find where you can subscribe. I think it might be below this video where you can hit the subscribe button. Then you can hit a little bell icon to get notifications. That is going to be the best way to get notifications about when I schedule up or tee up or whatever they call it, a new live stream. You're going to get notified about that. And then when I go live, you should get a notification about that as well. Getting notifications from YouTube is going to probably be way easier for you to get notifications than waiting for my emails. I will send out 2 emails every day. I'll probably send out an email in the morning. When I see what Russell says the talk is for the day, then I prepare my YouTube live stream and the graphics and everything for it, and then I schedule it up. And so, for instance, I didn't know today was about your flagship framework until I woke up in the morning and I saw Russell said, today is going to be your flagship framework. I'm like, oh, okay, that's the YouTube video I'm going to do. So I queue it all up, and then I send out an email, and then right before I go live, I send another email out to let you know. So if you're not getting those emails, you can always go to alphapreneur.com, put in your email. Again, the page might look different now versus when you go there, because I'm going to make it look cooler. But that's how you get my notifications. Otherwise, subscribe, turn on the bell icon on YouTube so you can get notified about that as well. I need to remember to say that more often. So especially at the beginning of these live streams, so everyone gets notified. So great. Thank you so much for everybody that is being here. Magnus says, hope the gym is open for you. It is open. Unfortunately, I got to wear a mask at all times when I'm in the gym, which is the hardest thing in the world to do, is trying to get like a really good workout in while you're wearing a mask. But it's just that, what we're all going through. So thank you all for being here. I'm going to be back same time, same place tomorrow, and keep an eye out for an email from me, or keep an eye, just go to my YouTube channel before 2 p.m. Central Time, and you'll see me go live. And I hope to see you live here tomorrow. If not, then just get in Alphapreneur, be active, leave comments below. And again, thank you all for being here. Thank you for all the kind words today. You made me feel great. So thank you, and I will see you tomorrow.